Hey, good morning. Previously, I had reviewed, or rather, box opened, and did a real quick review on this Redcamp cooking wood burning stove, and it was very tough. See my previous video to remove. Matter of fact, here's a piece of it now. This blue covering over all the stainless steel. It's 430 stainless steel. But they had put the covering over it to protect it, which took me quite a while to remove. Was not something I enjoyed. I don't think you will either. But I want to actually cook something on this, so I thought I'd include this in a video of maybe just cooking some potatoes, bacon, eggs this morning, and kind of show you the stove. I do like that it comes with this nice bag. That way, if you're putting it in with your gear, whether you're camping or whatever, I wouldn't call it a backpacking, but you could take it bushcrafting, but this won't get the char or the soot from any type of wood you're using all over your gear, so it's nice to be able to put that in there. So what I'll do is I'll kind of go through this, and this thing sets up super easy. Matter of fact, it's got hinges on it, it's already set up. If I were using this cooking grate, I could use it. You need to put it upside down. And then this actually, if you're viewing this from the front there, this would insert from the side. It doesn't go through the front right here. It actually goes through the side. This is the ash pan. This slides in just like that. So I've got my pan. I've got basically my small kit with everything I need in it. And let's get started. Before I get started, let's take a look at this stove real briefly. So what I looked at and what I found is that you need to slide this in right here from the side. That's the first thing. When I first took a look at this cooking grate, I thought, well, it kind of slides around too easily on the top. But when you hook it up upside down, which I think is upside down, it fits snugly in there and doesn't slide around too much. So I won't be using this today. Set that to the side. It does have a door here. It has, when you have this ash pan inserted, you can see it rides on top of these two plates down there. You've got a surface to put some chunks of wood on, some type of cooked burning fuel, and then you can just be able to put a pan up here. I'm going to use a large frying pan since I wasn't worried about weight today. If you'll notice it, I'll show you how it kind of hinges together. This door closes, has a hinge on it. It has these handles for, I guess, pulling off the fire, moving, but these are hinged. That's why it folds up really nicely when you pull this grate up and just pull the sides in, and then you're packed up. So I like that. It had this is the blue stuff that was on it. I figured once I cook it, that'll come off. And this is just a nice little stove. I think it's about the right size for this pan I'm going to use today. And we'll get started with that. Alright, so first we're going to process some wood here. Let's get this out of the way. By the way, I'm sitting under this tarp shelter that I put out here many years ago. 6, 7, maybe even 8 years ago. We made this bed about 5 years ago out here, and it's been a joy to come out here and spend the night. Put a sleeping pad on here and just enjoy being outside. Got a little fireplace right here. This is starting to get old though. If I was to sleep under here tonight and it rained, I'd get wet. But it does block the wind, and it does provide some cover when I want to sit out in the rain. It's enjoyable. So I've got some wood. I've got some cherry wood from an old cherry wood tree that we had chopped down. I brought a little bit of that here today just to chop up and use in the fireplace. By the way, having a broken wrist makes everything more difficult. So don't get hurt in the woods. By the way, this is the Bahco Laplander. I really like this saw. Fits in my backpack, back pocket. Pretty much take it anywhere. Great saw. Cut up some small pieces of this stove. Keep it going a while. Can use twigs, but then you're always feeding it, so I'd rather get it going. Some good wood. Cut up a bunch more of this to get us ready to go. My kit, I always keep one of these, and in my small kit anyways, and I'll put some cotton ball in there. We'll probably use that to get this started. Grate's kind of big, and I'm going to light some. I'm going to put a couple pieces like this on the base of this fire. The small twigs don't fall through it, and the air will still flow through it though. Fluff up this really small piece. This might be a little bit difficult with this Mora. That deep down there with only one finger, one hand I mean. Nope, wasn't too hard at all. Looks like it's drawing air pretty good through the bottom. I'm not sure how that works for feeding wood into it. Let's take a look at it. I guess you can feed more wood in this way while you're cooking. If you can see that right there. If you get a piece of wood sideways, it might prevent you from shutting it, and then you close that. It's a little bit loose fitting, but now that's getting warmed up here. Let's go ahead and cut this potato up. Flame's really going now. Wait a minute, get a good bed of coals down there before we throw this pan on here. These will take a little while to cook, so once I get these in the frying pan, we'll wait a little bit and I'll resume. Now I have noticed that this is cherry. Cherry likes to pop. I mean, there's air in it or something. There's no moisture in that though. That's been aged over 4 years. But it is popping down through the bottom here. It reflects off the bottom and then it lands on the ground here. So that could be a concern. Unlike some pots I've used, the solo pot, I can use that on a picnic table and I'll never burn the picnic table because of the way it's manufactured or built. Whereas this one, it looks like it could be a little bit of a fire hazard. Let's wait till this dies down a bit and I'll put the camera back on. Put some bacon grease in there. Looks like we're getting a good temperature temperature here. It's cooking up, starting to cook up a little nicely. Some more wood down there. It actually burns nice and slowly. Of course, I'm using a hard wood, which helps. The spatula and spoon I actually got on Amazon too. GSI Outdoors, and they break down a little smaller so you can fit in something. So I like these. I've got a real small pair, but these are what I use most of the time. Still got some good flame there. Doing good. A couple eggs on here, and we'll be ready to eat here in a couple minutes. Put this all on my plate. Good. You hear a little bit of thunder in the distance here. Kind of rushed things just a little bit because of the rain coming in. Get this finished up. Always a little bit tricky cooking outdoors. You got a new stove. I like the stove. I do. I think it's got a very wide base on it, wide enough for me to be able to cook on, and it burns well. I used a little bit more wood than I thought I would, but I was trying to burn it slowly, not burn it too quickly. So I'm just going to relax and enjoy and eat this. Now that I've got it, wasn't planning on staying overnight, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat and then wrap up what little I have here. The only thing heavy I got is this frying pan. Well, wait for that to cool down. So overall, a good test. Looks like it burned the rest of that plastic wrapping off. But I'm pretty sure this applewood smoked bacon and these yep, the stove did well. So the only thing I can say I don't like about it, I mean, I like the price, $25, $26. This is not the large, this is the next one down, I believe. I think the large is like $35. That door, I did open that door a couple times to put some wood in. It was a little bit tricky. You almost have to have a pair of needle nose pliers to grab that ring and be able to lock it back up. So I think I just from now on to just lift the pan off and drop some more wood in. As long as I keep that fire going and some good coals, it was able to heat this up. Probably could have heated this up a little bit quicker, but I didn't want to overdo it and then end up burning things and making a mess. But it's getting dark. The wind hasn't picked up. It's real calm right now, so you know what that means. So I'm just going to get things wrapped up. Again, this is the Redcamp cooking stove. I just bought it because it was like a whim buy. It looked like a good price. I wanted to try it compared to some of my bush boxes and my solo boxes, and I think I like it. So that's it. Till next time, enjoyed having you here, and get out there and enjoy being outdoors.